Hey guys, it's Carly again with MidSouth Crafting Supplies. We are going to do another tutorial on the Silhouette Studio. I will be doing one that we actually cut something, but I don't have the proper equipment yet. So we will get there, I promise. All of y'all's ideas were great, and we will be doing how to cut a car decal, putting objects on a curved surface, and the wet method. So those will be coming soon, so just keep an eye out. Today we're going to do how to set up where if you want to layer an object. So how to get it ready to cut, not cut. Like I said, we aren't ready for that yet, but we'll get there, I promise. So this is just a flower that I found on Google. It's just personal use only, so it's just a free image I Googled and it just popped up. So I thought it'd be a good one to do. So as you notice, it has the black layer, a green layer, the pink layer, and the yellow. So it's going to have 4 total layers, and we're going to show you how to get that layered perfectly, because if you're like me, if it's off just a little, it's frustrating. So first we need to trace this. So up at your top right, there's a trace button. You select trace area, and you're going to highlight the whole flower. It's going to start off looking a little weird. You need all of this to be yellow. So I just like to mess with the high pass filter until fills it all in. This one's kind of easy because it has black. There is harder images, but we're going to start off with this easy. So everything's pretty much colored in, so we're going to do trace, and then we're just going to move our original image to the side. I like to leave it on so I know what colors and what layer is supposed to cut with what. So now you have your flower trace, but nothing is colored in. So the very first thing that I like to do is add our squares, which are going to help with layering once we cut it out. So over here, there's a draw a rectangle. So if you hold shift and then make your square, it'll make it a perfect square. And then you want to release your button before you release shift, or it'll just go crazy. So then we're just going to copy this one and copy, and then we're going to paste. And then we're just going to move this one to this side of the flower. I always like to make sure that they're aligned with each other. It just makes it, when you're layering, once you cut it, it just makes that easier. So align middle, that way that we know that they're on the same. And right where they are is good. If you want to move them up some, you can, like to the top of the design. Okay, so now what you want to do is you're going to work with the flower. I always like to put it in the colors that I'm going to cut it, because it makes it a lot easier when you go to cut which layers you need to cut together. So first we need to release compound path. So now we just have a bunch of different pieces. So we know that this back part here is going to be black, just like this. So we're going to go over here and we're going to make all of it black. Now, if you want to, since you know that all of that's going to be black, what I would do is go ahead and highlight all of this. And we're going to go to the cut screen. And we're going to do no cut on everything. So right now, if you started your machine, nothing would cut because we have nothing selected. But we do want this black layer to cut. So we're going to highlight the squares. They're going to be on every single layer, those two. And then we're going to highlight the black. So that's going to cut. Also, if you notice, this is cut out right here. So that's just open. So we want that to cut out on the black layer, because if not, it'll just be a solid piece. So there you go. So like I said, you'll cut that on your machine. We'll show that part later. So you'll cut that. And then this black part is done. So you're going to move the black part away and move this little guy away. So now you're left with the pink, the yellow, and the green. So next, let's just do the green. So we'll make this green. Alright, now we're just going to cut the green. So same thing, you're going to go back to your cut screen. These are already marked to cut, which is right. You want that to be there. And then you want it to cut the leaf in green. So there you go. You're going to cut the green out with your registration marks. And then that layer is ready to go. So then we're going to delete that. Next we'll do the yellow. So that's just this circle in the middle. So next you're going to put your yellow on your cutting mat, go back to the cut screen, you're going to click the circle and push cut, so now that'll cut out. So then you'll just have the yellow circle with the registration marks. Then you're going to delete the yellow circle. Now, all of these are different pieces, so the best thing to do would just be Command G, group them together. And so now you're going to do those in pink, or you can do it in any color, but we're just going to stick with what's over here. So we're going to do pink. So now you'll go back to your cut screen. You're going to highlight it or click it and then push cut. So then all of that will cut, and that will be your last layer. Now I will try to video me cutting the same exact design out so you can see and then what to do with these little squares. So stay tuned. Thanks. Okay, so now we have all of our layers cut out with the registration squares to help with the layering. So what we're going to do is we're going to just start off with one of these layers. Doesn't matter which color you start off with, just don't start with the black. Black needs to be last. The colors that we used were from StyleTech from our website, so it's the black, the light yellow, the glitter, ultra glitter fluorescent pink, and ultra glitter lime tree green. We're also using the transfer tape from our website, so it's on there also. You can buy it in 12-inch by 30-foot rolls. So I'm going to start off with the yellow. So you're just going to place your transfer tape over the top, squeeze or use your application tool to get it nice and on the transfer tape. So then you're going to pull it up, and so it's on the transfer tape. So what you're going to do is fold this back to where only the adhesive side of the squares are showing. So your circle's still on there, but you only want your squares to be able to stick to something. So next you're going to take the pink layer and you're going to line up the squares directly over the top of each other. So I always like to do one side and then the other. And then you're just going to make sure that they're pressed down really good. So as you can see, they're just lined up directly over each other. So then you're going to take off all this whole backing and then just lay down the yellow on top of the pink. So there's the first layering. So now you're going to do the same exact thing with this one, only let the, maybe if I can get it to come off. So okay, so you're just going to bend it back to where the adhesive side is showing again, and then you're going to do the same exact thing. So you're going to line them up with the green squares. Once you have them nice and placed down like before, you're just going to peel this layer, this backing off, and then you're going to lay the pink and yellow down on top of the green. So now you have the whole flower and you're going to put it on the black background. That's why you want to save the black for last. So same thing, you're going to fold over to just where the squares are showing, and you're going to layer it one more time. So you're going to pull it off and then just nice and slowly with your application tool lay it flat down to avoid any bubbles. And there it's done. So now you're just going to trim around the edges. And then when you get to the top, you're just going to cut the squares off because you don't need those anymore. You just needed them for layering. So then all of it's done. So what you're at the end, you're just gonna put on your laptop, Yeti tumbler, your car, your silhouette, anything. You're just gonna peel it up and stick it on.